Welcome back to JB Reviews. Today we have a 2020 Chevy Silverado 3500. Has 100,000 miles on it, and we're going to do a towing test comparing it to the Gen 2 L5P. And look who I have today. I have Mr. Ben Byerly. He's going to be helping me. As a matter of fact, we're going to be testing our trucks right after this one to see how the Gen 2 does. So what do you think, man?
I think it's going to be great. And then this week we're looking at getting the bank stuff put on.
Yep.
And then we'll do some more towing tests to come, so keep tuned up and let's do it.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get started. We're not going to take too much time here. We're going to get down to 6% grade, or up to 6% grade and down to 6% grade.
Yep.
And see how this one will compare with the new Duramax L5P. So here are the numbers on the door. Pretty much the exact same as the 2024s. And then payload is 3,915 pounds. That's pretty good. 20,000 pound conventional, which we're way under there, and then 21.2. Then here's a yellow sticker. Really quickly, we are towing about just under 10,000 pounds and about 1,700 pounds of hitch weight. So Ben, what's that measurement?
We're looking at 9 inches.
Cool. Let's go ahead and drop the weight down, and then we'll see how much it squats. So this truck does have the Nitto Ridge Grappler tires, 35 by 12.5 LT. And here are the capacities for the tire. 3,640 pounds at 80 PSI. So how much did it drop there?
So we're looking at just under 2 inches. I was a little bit surprised because it looks like it dropped a lot more than that, but it's holding steady.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think I've seen like 3 inches on the half ton. On some of the Super Duties, probably a little over 2 inches, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. Yeah, and normally when you start driving, sometimes it does drop a little bit more too. You ready to get down the road?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Are you ready, Ben?
Let's do it.
All right, let me get over into this lane. So as I said earlier, the goal here is to see how the Gen 1 is going to perform at a 6% grade. This L5P has 445 horsepower, and we'll kind of go over the details of the engine in a second. So the new one has more horsepower, more torque. They've done some updates to the turbo, the combustion. They still have the same axle ratio out back, which is a 342. But as I've said in other videos, having the 10-speed and the deeper gears, it doesn't really affect the performance of it towing. Now, this truck does have 35s.
Okay, so it's the same tire, same size tire that's on yours.
Exactly.
Mine's a little bit smaller, but not by much.
Yeah, but it's like 34.1 inches tall. So it's small differences. It's not that big of a deal. But it's still going to be good to see how it does going up the grade, though. Yeah.
And we've talked about that I get a little bit better gas mileage towing, like the fifth wheel on the trailers, than what you get.
Yeah.
Could be because your truck's a little bit heavier, or maybe the ring gear, differences. But for the most part, we're about the same lead foot on the gas.
So hey, he goes 75, 80. Everyone that I talk to out here in Utah, they all say the same thing. It's Utah. Everyone speeds. Like I remember one time I was coming home from Nevada, and this guy flew past me towing a travel trailer. I was going 80, and I didn't. And like within 2-3 minutes, I didn't see him again. Like he was gone. So he had to be doing 90 to top it out at 100.
Oh yeah.
And it was windy, so like people just tow like that out here. I mean, I'm not saying that you should do that, but it's just straight roads.
It is straight roads, and the other thing is when you have the correct setup, right? When you have the right payload, you have the right truck for the trailer. Yeah. And you don't realize the trailer's back there, you just fly. You're just going.
It is true. And he had an HD truck.
Yeah.
But what do you feel about this truck right here? Like, do you notice anything different from yours? Just sitting in the.
So it feels really good, right? I'm looking at this, and it's a 2020. The layout is excellent, right? It's got a lot of the same stuff that we do. Ours is just you know, the inside comfort's a little bit better. This feels a little bit bigger, but maybe because the seat's sitting on the floor, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And then, like we talked about, I can't see the end of the hood on this because I'm sitting down so low.
Yeah.
And for me, that could be an issue, right? Because I like to see the end of the hood. I like to see where I am in case you have to brake, you know, really quick. You need to know where you are, because if you don't hit the brake hard enough, you could hit the guy in front of you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this truck definitely does. I can tell that the steering wheel's a little cocked a little bit. And that's probably, you see it right here, it's pretty bad. I'll show you guys in a second inside, but it's definitely probably because of the aftermarket stuff. It probably just needs a good alignment.
Well, and it could be from the alignment, right? So when they go and put the plates on there, if the steering wheel's not straight,
that's true,
and they align it with the steering wheel off, it could have been aligned like that, and a lot of people don't notice. And some of your mechanics that are just busting those out because they get paid by the job, right? And charged by the hour, so they can get more jobs done in the same amount of time, right? But I'm impressed with this. The diesel engine's a little bit louder. You know,
you noticed, you said that earlier actually. I was like, okay.
So you know you're in a diesel.
Oh yeah, you definitely know you're in a diesel. Let's go ahead and switch camera view so you guys can see the RPMs. I'm gonna show you a little bit of acceleration, and you guys can kind of get an update on the fuel economy so far. So we're going about 60 miles an hour, about 1,500 RPMs. Let's go ahead and pass these cars in front of me. Check this out, by the way, too. I like these camera views that they give you. I think they were the first ones to market to do that, because this is 2020 and my 2019 didn't have that, but they have them now. So, oh wow, this truck actually did pretty darn good. I'm going a little too fast. We're going on a curve now. That scare you over there?
No, we're good. It feels solid.
It does feel solid, actually. Like, I think this truck has wider tires, which is why I think my truck gets worse fuel economy than yours too. Your tires aren't, I think yours are like 11 or so, 11 and a half maybe. Mine are about 12, but yeah, I mean, this truck has really good power. Now, I don't know if this truck is tuned or not. Sometimes when we get these used trucks, sometimes they could be tuned.
They could be.
And this truck is available at Larry H. Miller Super Ford, by the way. I didn't mention that earlier.
I think for the price point with the miles, I was surprised where the price was on it. So.
Yeah, I know. It's not too bad, actually. Now, would you be okay with this interior?
I would.
Really? Okay.
I would.
So you're going to make Matthew Anderson really happy, because I'm sure he's going to watch this video. And he gets on me a lot about talking about this interior, because he has this interior. And it's not bad. I always like to make fun of it, because when they came out with this in 2020, and then when I saw what Ram did, it was like, it was a shocker for sure. For sure.
I mean, the interiors now they're great.
Oh yeah.
They feel good, but this one here, for the price point, for the truck, and for what I'm feeling, if I hadn't bought the 24, right, and I had to look at a used one, a few years old, this would be it.
Yeah. Now this is a nice truck. It really is. So here is the Duramax. This is the Gen 1 L5P. It's going to have 445 horsepower, 910 pound-feet of torque, and all that's going to be going through a 10-speed transmission, and as I said earlier, 342 rear end. Alright guys, here we go. I'm going to drop down to about 50, because that's what I do with these diesels. I can instantly tell. Okay, it's actually doing better. We're actually accelerating now. Earlier, we were going up a grade and I was like, uh-oh. I felt like it hit like a brick wall and it would not accelerate past 61, but look at that. Come on. I can tell it has a little bit left in the tank here. Oh man.
Definitely feels like it's working.
Oh, it's working right now. Yes, it is. Oh, just shifted. No. I can't see it going any further than this. Why did it shift?
No, you're going faster.
It is.
Not very quick, but you're moving up.
But it still has some RPM left though when it shifted. You hear the fan?
Yeah.
You can turn the AC back on too, by the way. I just turned it off so I could hear the blinkers earlier. Come on, baby. And see, it's gonna get a little bit steeper up here. It might even lose a little bit.
It'll downshift here in a minute.
I don't know. Come on, man. I was hoping we'd get to 70. Yep, we lost that mile an hour. It gets steeper right here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if I can show something else here. We're at a 4-degree angle right now, 3 to 4 degrees. It's like going back and forth. My friend says normally 4 degrees is like an 8% grade.
Oh, okay.
And that 3%, it's like at the very top of 3%. But we're pretty much there now. It got up to 69, but yeah, we're pretty much at the top right here. So 69, okay. So about 163 degrees on that rear diff. Tires are 105. Fronts, a little bit cooler, 91. And then check this out. Turbo, about 430 degrees. And then intake on this side, 125. And then this is like your EGR here. Now we have to go down to grade. So you guys know I talk a lot of trash about the exhaust brakes on everything but Cummins. Ben, do you think that it's going to perform well?
So I think the way they're set up with GM, I think it's set up on angle, speed.
Yes.
Because I noticed as I was going through the canyons yesterday coming back from Moab that the engine brake was awesome.
Okay.
I'm guessing that they just need to do a software update and change some of those variables, and then that engine brake would be as good as Cummins.
Yeah, it might be. But right now we're going up in speed. Let me go ahead and tap the brakes. We have the exhaust brake on, tow haul mode's on. I just tapped the brakes. Then do another one. Come on, there it is. Something happened. It dropped down 1 gear. It's maintaining the speed, which is good.
So it's kicked in.
Yeah, it did kick in. But if you do use manual mode, it is really strong. But with the Ram,
yeah,
you don't have to do all that. You can just tap the brakes.
I can feel it, right? Because it feels like it's pushing back on you.
Yeah. Well, we're sitting at 73 miles an hour. Oh, we went up 1. Let me tap the brakes again. There we go. I hit the brakes a little harder that time. There it is. But I hit the brakes 4 times for it to do this. And the other negative thing about GM trucks is they only have a single stage exhaust brake. The other 2 have dual. But this is working great. It definitely passed the test. It's just, you're gonna have to really tap those brakes to get it to come on, for sure.
$30. $60. Quarter mile.
So we finished off at 8.1 MPG, just under 40 miles. Not bad. So Ben, what do you think?
You know what? It was impressive.
Yeah?
Impressive. So, you know, this is my first diesel, the 2024, but heck, you know what? You can't go wrong with this. If you don't have the budget for a new one and you're looking to go a little bit older, this 20, I mean, it's right there in the ballpark. You can't go wrong.
No, I don't think so either. And you have to keep in mind too, I think that if GM were to offer like a 373 option for this truck, I think we would have got up to about 70 something. And again, at the end of the day, you don't need it.
No.
The truck did amazing, but it's just the simple fact that I like options. Like with Ford, they give you a 331 and a 355 option.
Oh, yeah.
And if you do decide to run taller tires, well, you have an option to go to that 355 if you want. Yeah. Well, in this truck, you don't have that option. You just have to take the 342s. But I feel as though it got up to 69 miles an hour. I can't wait to see how our trucks do with the banks and then without it. So the next test we do, we're gonna actually put our trucks up against this one, okay? And then we're gonna get the banks, inlet and boost tubes installed. And then do it again. So we'll see if we actually gain any extra performance going up that grade. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I do have in the description a discount code for some Banks products. So if you would like to buy them for your GMC or Chevy, they're there for you. See you guys soon.
Perfect.